Hey, this is a Plat 4 Soldier and Reaper VOD. We are going to be talking about on Soldier, how to take proper flanks, how to time those flanks, and just a little bit of mechanics on how to get picks a little bit easier. Let's get right into it. So this comp is a little bit not the best thing for you because you have the Diva and the Venture who are going to try to dive you. So really, the only target that you can easily deal with is the Ashe. The Kiriko can get away. The Bap has Immortality Field and pretty solid damage. It's not that you can't kill these people. It's just that it takes quite a bit of work. So what you want to be doing is avoiding the Diva and the Venture and trying to take angles that allow you to fight the Ashe and maybe the Bap or the Kiri. So right off the bat, honestly, pushing payload at first is okay, but you want to be planning where am I going to move next, right? Good job pushing out the Venture. Okay, so what's our move now? Where are we going to go? That's fine shooting at the Venture there, but now we're stagnant. Now this is no good. It's understandable your tank's dead, but let's look at some stuff we could do. Honestly, I would say the second this Venture is out of the way, even if your tank's dead, run up here. Shoot your Helix, land it at their feet. What that does is it puts them in a predictable arc. They move up and down like that, which is easy to aim at. And you seem to have pretty good mechanics, so you wouldn't have any problem with this. Open with Helix, drop a few headshots. It's an easy kill, and then you run away. Maybe you don't get the pick or you start to get pressured. That's okay, because we're down here, right? I get shot once or twice. I'm low. I run out. And, okay, if the Diva boosters her way in here, she runs into 4. She's not going to be able to do anything, right? And then we can use our healing pad if need be if we want to persist with that a little bit more. So what we do instead isn't terrible because we survive, but this doesn't really do anything. Even when you're peeling for your Zenyatta here, it's like, it just feels awkward. And yeah, okay, you're able to get the Diva because she overextends, which is good. But now this Venture's not your problem. If anything, you want her to be as little as your problem as possible, which means if she's not dealing with you, if she's not on you, go anywhere else, anywhere she's not, instead of pushing up on her. We could go back up here again, right? Especially when our monkey's here. Oh, that's so easy. If your monkey is playing with you on the same person and he has his bubble up, that's an easy kill. Good pick. And then you take the Bap out too. Now here, don't push payload. That's not your job. Let the Zenyatta do that. Let the Juno do that, right? Anybody but you. What I want to see is you running up here, or maybe from the other way on the staircase, and playing up with your monkey, right? We could either sit here and kind of play back a little bit, but that can be hard to do when you have an Ashe pressuring you, right? So if the monkey is up top here and the Ashe and Kiri isn't looking at you, you can shoot people coming back from spawn down here, and you can run out, or you can jump up on here and you can rocket jump. If you don't know how to rocket jump, just search it up. I mean, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is look down, you walk, I believe you jump and then you shoot, or you do them roughly at the same time. And then you'll get a little bit of a boost, which can put you on high ground you would not normally be able to get to. But nonetheless, we end up pushing payload. And that puts us in kind of a weird spot. Because when somebody has the high ground on you, you're already at a disadvantage, right? And you know that if you stay there, you're going to get destroyed. So what do? You run back. But now, you are still on low ground, and you're on this little decline, which isn't a good thing to begin with. But when you are playing Soldier in particular, high ground is significantly more important, because Helixes are really easy to hit, but they're only easy to hit if you can aim at their feet, which means if you're on this incline, you can hit the ground where their feet are and get that predictable arc a lot easier. Hitting it on a decline, that's hard to do, because then you actually have to hit your target square on. And, even for some of the best players, that's not an easy task to do at all. This is a little close, granted that there's a Venture and a Diva. And you know that, so you run away, right? So what can we do instead? Well, if we were up here to begin with, we would have a pretty nice angle here. This is probably your best bet right here. And then that also gives you the ability to, if you want to, right, they start to back out and swing more, you can play here. And then if you were, we go 5 seconds back here, you were here. If we were playing here instead, This leaves you, I believe, just out of D.Va dash range. And even if not, you can see her dashing at you and you can go, oh shoot, I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to run to high ground. D.Va has no boosters. She's overextended here. You can shoot at her. Somebody else might swing up like her support. You can shoot at them. And you're safe, right? You almost want to play a game of whack-a-mole where it's like you bait them and you're like, ooh, I'm over here, come get me. And then the second they use their cooldown or they look at you, you're like, you're already on. And then you're like, ah, shoot, he's gone. And then you go right back there. And then they waste their cooldown again, and then you come right back. And you lose damage stats a little bit, but they are wasting their cooldowns chasing nothing. That is like, that's the way you deal with dive characters as Soldier. Is you just keep playing the game of whack-a-mole. I love this. This is good. We're taking that high ground now. Gotta wait for the team, obviously, right? Even sitting behind cover, that's good. This is all good stuff here. Right, now push up with your monkey. So what can we do? You have to be really fast about this, right? Because you're in a tight spot. Now, your monkey, at the moment, is actually pressuring the only two characters who could cause you problems. Right? I mean, not that you can't get killed by these guys, but this is your main issue right now. They're up here, and they're dealing with your monkey. So while your monkey's jumping, I like the idea of running here. Easy pick on the Ashe. She's dead. If not, she drops down and she's cooked. Right? Over here, you got the Kiri, you got the BAP. You could run down here. I mean, this is a little more risky because it's deeper, and the D.Va could definitely get you here. But in theory, we could come down here, and we could shoot at the BAP. Kind of a tight flank, but it's a little easier to get the kill. If we get pressured, we have a healing pad. We could go up that way. If the D.Va's there, or if somebody's coming down this way, we could run through here, and we could come back through main. All right? But you take too long. And because of that, you're forced to go back down on main. I mean, you didn't have to go back down on main, but I see why you did, because the D.Va bomb. Kind of a strange trank, but what can I say? I mean, of course I have something to say about this visor, but it's not bad. I actually like it. Getting picks on visor isn't always the most simple task, because all they have to do is go behind cover. So you actually have the right idea for the timing too, right? They pop Bob, they have squishies who are a little bit beat up right now. It's good thinking. And you also have what, I forget the name of it. You have Primal going on too, which is really good because he can knock people up in the air and stuff. It's free picks for you. But it's just the positioning. We're on point, and I mean, I get why we run for it, right? Because we want to get those kills. And yeah, we get those kills, but then the D.Va's on top of us. Right, and we can't deal with a D.Va close range, because Soldier's going to get cooked like 9 times out of 10 on that fight. So, we could have stayed on high ground, maybe. I don't know if you could have. I think you could have, though. And even if it came up here, you can like crouch here or crouch here, because I'm pretty sure it blew up on height. And then you wait 2 seconds, you swing out here, visor. You swing out here, visor, or the probably it's more aggressive, so you might get more picks, but you know the D.Va's going to jump you with it. You can actually just kind of walk up here. Like if you walk here and then you jump, you can sit on this ledge, you jump again, jump on that box, and then you can get up here. Pop visor here. It's open range, man. You can see almost everybody. And yes, all the D.Va has to do is go straight up. But you have a trance Zen right now. And once she goes up, she's up, right? Or at least when she's going up, you can drop down early and then boom, health pack. And then we can run through here, or we can run back down here and go main. There's a lot of opportunities here. But you want to be thinking outside the box, especially as Soldier, because you're fast enough to take these angles. Right, you can get in and out of the way and go not almost wherever you want, but you can go pretty much wherever the enemy team permits you. And going main is very rarely the best option. This is good. Sorry, this is not good. What if we just did it a few feet back? If we were just here instead, then it's easier to read the D.Va. And now we're in a tight spot. I'm actually really surprised you live here. Your Juno was on point with that. I wish I had a sensitivity that high, just whip around. And I think the fight's lost right here. Or once D.Va pops bomb, the fight's lost. And it's actually not. It's not your fault at this point. I mean, they have more ults than you, and 3 die. What can you do about that, right? But it's these points earlier in the game where it's good to play with your team, but you wanna play where you're comfortable. And Soldier is always comfortable on the off angle, even if it's a soft one, even if it's like practically all the way back in their spot. Sometimes that's the play. Sometimes you got to permaflank. And this comp is kind of a mixed bag, so it's harder to do that. I mean, I still struggle with that as Soldier. It's like you have like a Genji Widowmaker D.Va. Oh, that's so annoying because it's like I want to dive the D.Va. Or sorry, no, I don't want to dive the D.Va. I want to dive the Widowmaker, but the second I do, this D.Va comes on me. That's kind of a different issue. But you had the right idea. You just gotta get more comfortable going with these flanks because you have the mechanics where you could be getting a lot of picks on these off angles. All right, Reaper. This is good. I like this taking the high ground spot, right? Because pretty much like they have to get close to you to engage this fight. And you have kind of an advantage over the Genji. Maybe a bit of an early Wraith. Like, I'd like to see you pushing it to the better end a little bit. But it was okay. It was a safe move. That was a good teleport, right? Because you teleported behind the D.Va. So she couldn't just whip around. And then you just kind of wipe them here. I mean, it's just taking shots, right? They overextended a little bit, and you had the damage. They weren't taking care of you. And then go right back up here. Why not, right? Just keep controlling this high ground. Spook him. No, don't do this. If you are going to do this, don't teleport right on top of him. That's just, it's so obvious he can see it, and you have to 2-tap in melee. But he might have enough time to hit shift. He might have enough time to hit Immortality Field, and he has both his cooldowns. So this is kind of light work for him. And then Kiri's here, it's a whole mess, man. Honestly, just stay height. Just stick on high ground. Kind of a long range, right? Spooky. We can't really, it's kind of hard to play here until they push up. I like that we wait behind cover before we start to engage this fight again. Pushing up on the BAP Kiri. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. Totally. Because we're fighting their backline. Even though it's on main, it's where the backline is. And then just burn that D.Va. Don't get too cocky about it, but yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. Teleport up top. Yeah, just watch. You have no Wraith. I thought this was really interesting because you totally could have won this. You totally could have won this. And it's one super small thing. Wraith, right? Maybe wait a second before you Wraith. Sorry, wait a second before you teleport. Like, wait till you're on 5 or 4 before you come up here. Let your Ashe take some of the damage, let her bleed a little bit, and then you walk up and you kill 2. But even if you didn't, I think this is still winnable. All you do, 1, don't get rid of your Wraith early. I know you see the kill and it's like, it's so close. Don't fall for it, right? Roll back here. See if you can beat, I don't know if you could, but you might be able to beat the D.Va to this health pack. And then you pick her off. I think that's the play. Is yeah, you go for the health pack, you pick off the D.Va, and then you kind of like jiggle around this box with the BAP until the echo comes back, or like I think that would be it. Yeah, I mean it's just a bad spot either way. But if you were to do anything, it would probably be that. So just watch your cooldowns. Make sure you're teleporting with ample time to Wraith. So the only reason it's a bad Blossom is the execution, right? You had the right idea, which is you want to take high ground where you can drop into their backline. The only problem is they were too disconnected. There was not really a clear target for you to hit, and you did it kind of early. So even if maybe we really want the Kiri, that's fine. Drop, and then like kind of fall down onto her before you pop it, just so that you can get a feel for where she is. Oh, so close. And you actually do a pretty decent job. Like, you start putting the business on this D.Va and Kiri, but, you know, it's a 2v1. We could have also dropped onto payload and done it and got the Bastion, because he doesn't have the necessary mobility to deal with you. All right, that is actually all I have for you. I can tell you definitely got some promise. Once you start taking these off angles properly with Soldier, timing them with your monkey, starting your fights with Helix, starting those 1v1s off with Helix, you'll be getting a lot more kills. And just, I mean, if you need to remember, if there's one thing I would need you to remember from this VOD, it's stay off main. Most of the time, you're not going to want to be on main. As for Reaper, you got the right idea, right? You teleport, you dive a squishy, and then you wraith out, and you rinse and repeat. And then you can kind of play like a brawl thing where you like you push up on the payload a little bit, as long as they're close enough to you. Don't TP right on top of people. It's too obvious. And just watch your wraith cooldown, and you will be surviving and getting a lot more kills. Thank you for sending in the VOD, and I will be having this out to you very shortly.